Yo, 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 and welcome to the Crypto Show. It is the probably most unwatched show on the internet in terms of involving crypto. Nobody's watching this show. I don't expect to get any kind of return from this. This is just me talking about crypto because I simply like the stuff. Been into it for a few years, so I'll dive right into what's going on. I had a channel. I wiped the channel clean. This is the second episode of the new channel. So I think my last channel out of the 6 or 7, 8 videos, I think the most views I had was a little over 50. So nobody's watching this channel. That's fine. This is just me talking about crypto, me talking about what's going on in the market and where I think it's going, and basically just maybe a personal biography about me and crypto. Kind of weird, right? So basically, it's February 11th, 2021. Where the crypto market is right now is a little weird, and I'm going to dive into exactly why I think it's weird, and maybe a couple bets or two on where I think the market's going. But again, I'm not giving you any financial advice. You might can do the opposite of what I say and make tons of money. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I can tell you from my experience of watching crypto for as long as I have, which I'm still probably technically a noob because I don't have over 5 years under my belt. I'm not a black belt yet, but maybe in another couple years I won't be a noob. But I love crypto. I've been involved with the space probably since before the first rally, really. I think when I started first looking at Bitcoin, it was around 2,200 or maybe close to 3. I saw it go all the way down back to a little over 3 back in 2018 too. So I've kind of followed it a little bit, and I keep up with it. So what's going on right now? Where are we at? What the heck is going on? So yeah, kind of expanding on that. So Bitcoin's at 48K, right? So it's ran up all the way from, I want to give you an exact number in case for some reason somebody watched this show and they just haven't followed it. I just want to give you an exact number of when I started watching, well, not watching it. This is when it dropped for the first time, when I saw the whole peak to the top and the bloody drop all the way till where Bitcoin Cash forked back in November of 2018. Bitcoin Cash forked with Bitcoin Satoshi Vision, which Bitcoin Cash is an original fork of Bitcoin if you're a total noob. Bitcoin Cash was a fork, and after that fork, the market tanked even further, and Bitcoin went down all the way down to all the way down to 3,200. I want to say it went a little bit lower for a few seconds too, because I remember I was watching it on this day where it dropped, it kept dropping for like a couple days, and it just went boom, 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 boom. A couple days it went from like 6,500 down to I think I even saw it on Robinhood, believe it or not, for like 2,900 for briefly, just a couple minutes maybe. But I'm not going to zoom in on the graph. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this video is to highlight some of the stuff currently going on, as well as talking about how those things have unfolded in the past. People say history repeats itself. I don't know if that's true or not for this certain circumstance where we're at in crypto. The markets could just keep on going, and maybe it could outdo the stock market at some point in time. I'm not saying that's going to be an overnight thing or even a year, or a couple years, or 10 years, but long term, maybe things will run on the blockchain. So how far can crypto go? I'm not sure. I know this stuff's growing, but right now what I'm seeing, more specifically, taking all the cool things out of crypto that I love and that I freaking think are just so cool about crypto, that the reason I got into it was peer-to-peer electronic cash for the world. So if you are into crypto, that really is my passion for it. I hope that's your passion for it as well. Is I want to be able to send anybody I want in this world money instantaneously with low fees, without worrying about a bank or an intermediary. You might think just because I said Robinhood a second ago, I'm thinking, oh, I don't have a wallet. I can't even send crypto, so I'm not using it. Yeah, I'm not using it yet for that. I've had wallets. I still have wallets, so accessing a wallet isn't, it might not be what I'm doing right now, but it might be what I'm doing if it evolves to the point where it's, you know, maybe evolving right now, which now we're getting word of MasterCard joining in. I mean, come on, guys. JP Morgan was telling us this stuff was going to zero back in 2017. So, you know, Matt Diamond from JP Morgan basically said this stuff is going to zero. And now they're buying the stuff. So go figure. This was 3 years ago, 17. Wow. Yeah, coming up 4 years ago. Wow. Yeah, time flies with this stuff. But kind of what I'm saying here in terms of where we're at right now is like, so we had the huge run up from like, you know, some people were saying the rally started at 3,200 back in 2018 and just been rallying since. But, you know, we had that bleeding 2018. I mean, it was like the whole year it just dropped. Like all we saw was just drop. So I think there hasn't been enough euphoria yet really for us to start that decline yet. However, I would say, and I would suggest that the way things are going right now, things are starting to get weird because Bitcoin's at 50 grand, but a lot of the altcoins haven't performed. Zcash, Dash, Monero have just started kind of climbing a little bit here recently. They were down a lot already too. I mean, I wish I had my old video on here that said buy Zcash at 25, buy Zcash at 25. But you know, we're not there anymore. So we've moved so fast. We've kind of caught up with the stock market and all those wacky gains that the government, you know, made with all this printed money through the Fed and just buying up equities. So, you know, crypto is really just caught up to that point right now. But now that Bitcoin has taken a run up and some of these altcoins are starting to jump, it's suggesting to me that this is happening again. Bitcoin is going to go to probably over 100K, near 100K, or at exactly a couple dollars from 100K. I don't know where it's going to be. It could go to, you know, about well over 100K. So if that excites you, then it could happen for sure. I mean, we're already at 50K basically right now. It's 48K now. We're blowing through resistance, so it's not like we're like sitting at huge resistance levels. There's just money being poured into this stuff left and right. I have people talking about, oh, man, I bought Algorand, I bought Mana, and I'm like, dude, do you even know what Mana is? Like, it's like a virtual reality blocked on the blockchain where you can like check into it because they don't even know what they're buying. And I the little bit that I know about it, about some of these crazy projects is not enough for me to spend my money on it. So they're just spending money on based on what they think's going to jump, what they think's going to pump. Once you get a pump like Dogecoin experienced, and you know some of these other altcoins, and then Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, people start going, whoa, this is getting really cool. This is getting really crazy. So I want to jump in on this and take a little swim. But I'm telling you what, guys, if history repeats itself, a lot of people are going to lose money because they're buying stuff that you guys are buying stuff maybe that you don't know what it is. You gotta really know what this stuff is you're buying. I mean, some of these market caps have just kind of came out of nowhere. Let's remember a lot of these Bitcoin market caps are tied in with these altcoins too. So where's this money coming from, guys? It's just getting build up. So, you know, could Bitcoin go to 100 grand? Yeah, but it could also go back down under 10. There's no rationale that once it goes higher or once it goes lower, what people do. They just kind of act accordingly. So some huge positions that I think some missed opportunities people are looking at right now, and I've tried to explain to them some of these things. You know, EOS, I mean, come on, buy EOS right now. It's undervalued. What else? Bitcoin Cash, undervalued. Quantum, it just jumped, but undervalued. I mean, Quantum the other day, you could have got it for less than $4. You know, so Binance Coin, I mean, wow, guys, Binance Coin is up $124. I mean, can you guys really believe this? If you've been following just the crypto space in general for the last couple years, Binance Coin has just really done really well. It did well on the Plus token scam back in 2019, and it also did well back in 2017 when Bitcoin jumped as well. And you know, now it's well over any of these highs. I mean, it's just blown past it since about January 28th. It went from 42 to upwards over $150. So, you know, that'll take somebody's breath away. And I don't think a lot of people are understanding really what's going on here. I think that these altcoins are really gonna pump. You're gonna see some ridiculous alt pumps here soon. I think Bitcoin Cash is probably anybody who's watching this channel's best buy, just because of the fact that Bitcoin Cash is so much better than Bitcoin in so many ways. Yeah, people might say, oh, well, no, we're not, nobody's using it. Well, go online and look how many people are using this stuff. You can say what you want about the volumes and what's moving around, but if you really go see, Bitcoin Cash has got a really strong potential of some upward motion soon. I can't stress that enough, because if it can go over $800-900 resistant levels and blow past that, I mean, we're talking all-time highs. We're talking Dogecoin highs. We're talking, some ridiculous highs that we've seen. So that's just to say the very least about these altcoins. I'm getting super stoked talking about this because I really feel that the altcoins are significantly tied to Bitcoin. You'll hear a lot of people talking about that, and I believe now that it's even more accurate than not, that a lot of these altcoins are just specifically tied to Bitcoin, and it's just a matter of time before we get enough support in Bitcoin, we get enough support in Ethereum to really pump the markets in the altcoin market, markets for that matter. And Dash, I mean, finally Dash is over $150. Like, thank you. Like, finally, like, we were looking at such lows for Dash for so long. Dash has been around for quite a while. Digital cash, I mean, it's been around since, before 2014, I mean, when they were developing Dash. So, I mean, if you go back and look at the highs, I remember it was well over $1,000, not well over, it was like $1,000, $1,100 last rally alone. So what does that mean for Dash this rally? 6, 7K, 5K? Does any of that sound unrealistic? I mean, really, it went from $12 back in 2016 all the way up to $1,100 back in 2017. You might, what does that have to do with Bitcoin, or why do you think it would do that? Well, go back and look at the history of Bitcoin. Look at how Dogecoin has performed against Bitcoin the last several years. Look how Ethereum has broken out from Bitcoin and now it's like gone on its own track. This stuff is happening. Altcoins are going to rally. They're going to continue to rally. I think that they're going to rally probably a lot higher than people are willing to come to realization of. I think a lot of this institutional money, putting it into Bitcoin is one thing, but I think on the back end they're missing a huge opportunity in some of these altcoins, and they may be positioned there as well. We don't know about it, but I really think the altcoin market is really undervalued right now, and it's a market that I kind of really enjoy because of some of the people that are still around and still kicking it in the crypto market. The creator of Tron, the creator of Bitcoin Cash, the creator of Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. All these people are still here, guys. If you don't know who those people are, just look them up. They're interesting characters, and they all are kind of on board with why I'm part of this community. I might not be as active as a lot of these people, but at the same time, my heart's still in this stuff, guys. I'm here. I'm making videos again. I tore down the old channel just because of I don't know. I wish I'd have left the channel up, but it's all kind of with the wash, and it's whatever. So basically, this channel, I want it to be focused on what's going on right now. Like, let me just bring up some stuff that I'm looking at here for the news. Like, we've heard MasterCard has joined crypto. That's freaking awesome. It's just awesome, but let's wait till some of those regulation papers and stuff start hitting the news before we buy into that completely, the idea of it. And we know that Tesla bought in the other day as well. And you'll see a lot of companies buy in, I think. But I also do believe that it is kind of a computer software that does kind of run kind of interestingly. And I mean that in a sense of, if you really go back and study Bitcoin and how it's done these huge run-up gains and then done these huge consolidations, I think you'll really notice the pattern. And also the way the altcoins have performed against Bitcoin in the last couple runs that Bitcoin has done these huge parabolic gains. Some interesting things I noticed specifically last week that's led me to believe that the altcoins are going to continue the rally is I was seeing interesting coins that I do remember a lot back in 2017, and a lot of them are on Coinbase and have came into Coinbase and become some of their altcoins that you can buy and trade and sell and whatnot. And they have trading pairs and stuff like that on other exchanges. But the coins that I'm specifically mentioning that I've noticed that have stuck around, that have started to perform really well recently, other than like the ones that people know, like Ripple, Ethereum, and Litecoin, some of the more known brands. Also, if you look at MakerDAO, and you look at Dogecoin's been around forever, so not so much those, but Tron. I'm just going through the list here. Stellar Lumens, Polkadot Chainlink. Those are real new, so I don't really I can't really say what's going on yet with those. Quantum's been around for a while. Binance Coin, it might as well be around for a while. Everybody in the community is aware of how it's performed recently. Neo, Zcash, Ethereum Classic, Dash. I'm skipping all these ones like Yearn Finance, Uniswap. I'm hearing these names. I really don't know a lot about these projects, and I don't know if I care to know about these projects. I like the ones I've already became accustomed to. Cosmos, that's with the ticker Atom. That one's been around for some time, enough for me to remember. So OMG, I don't know why they're calling it OMG Network now. It was Osnisigo for a while. And then Algorand, these are all new. VeChain, Ontology, they've been around for a minute. Tezos, been around for a while. Tezos, that was that company that, had the largest IPO ever existing, right? Back in 2017 when the IPOs ran up. That's what drove the market, or they said that's what drove the market last time, was the huge amount of IPOs. So everybody lost money. Most everybody other than the people creating these scams lost money. Monaco, a lot of people lost money. I lost money on that. So I don't know about some of these altcoins, guys. BAT, I can say that's here to stay. IOTA, here to stay. Nano, here to stay. But a lot of these I'm just skipping because I don't really want to think that the community's growing that fast. We still have a lot of projects that are really dominating the space. Waves, that's a great platform. I actually made a token on Waves and was trading it back and forth for a while on their I forget what the name of their platform. It was the Waves platform, but I think they had a name for it at one time. And I had it trading pairs with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and it was just kind of fun to trade my own coin back and forth. But yeah, the correlation between what I just mentioned, those coins, and the fact that they're going up in value now that Bitcoin has already gone up such a tremendous amount of value, I think it really will play out, that you will see another run up from Bitcoin, maybe at a quicker pace or a slower pace as the altcoins perform against Bitcoin. I really think that's what's going to happen. I do think that these altcoins have a lot more room to run. I think Litecoin can easily hit $600 or more. I think Ethereum can go well over $4,000 or more. I think Ripple is past due. I don't care what's going on with their SEC lawsuit and all this crap. I think Ripple is down to hit $4 or $5. EOS, it's going to go probably to $50. If you just go back and look at how they've performed last rally, it's very easy to see that they're very undervalued right now. Tron, it's going to pump. Bitcoin Cash, you're looking at $2,000-$3,000 soon. So I'm talking up the market. Yeah, I'm talking up the market because of the fact that if you go back and you look at some of this stuff and these patterns, you'll see for your own eyes. I don't have to tell you about it. I'm not going to tell you what to buy. I'm just trying to catch everybody up to speed who's watching this channel, where I'm at, what I know, what I've seen, what I've studied, what I've learned about trading this stuff. And that's a little bit of what I know. So long term, I think you're going to see Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dogecoin. These coins, Tron, they're staying. EOS, they're going to stay. Ripple, we're not going anywhere. Binance Coin, Neo, Zcash. You got all these cool coins that are here to stay, and they're going to do the same thing they did last time. They're going to pump up extremely high. It's going to get really weird, and hopefully we'll get a lot of new people onboarded to crypto this rally, and you know, a lot of them are gonna be mad when they lose money, or they're gonna be a little pissed that, you know, they don't really understand everything now. But in the long term, they're gonna be very happy, and they're gonna be very how do I say this, and more involved in the crypto world after. So that's what I think the before and after is going. I could be totally wrong. I mean, Bitcoin could keep doing these little seismic jumps as new companies buy into crypto, and they say that they're now accepting it as payment, or they're investing some of their market share into crypto. I mean, that could keep the market going for a very long time. It might not ever slow down until it's depleted markets to a significant level where it decides to finally slow down. That's one way it could go, or we could see what we see last time, where a lot of these coins and Bitcoin become extremely overvalued, and you know, people that have large holdings in this stuff are probably going to dump, and they're going to leave people that have smaller positions with the bag, and they're going to pull out too, and then the exchanges are probably going to buy back the crypto with Tether. So that might be a far-fetched idea, but this is a far-fetched channel. You're on the far side of the moon. I'll talk to you guys later, and thanks for watching, and keep buying crypto. It's always a good buy. Don't ever think it's not a good buy. It's just kind of where you wanna, what do you think crypto is worth right now? Do you think it's worth people just jumping in to get just strictly profits? Or do you think there are people here that have been here for a while, that we do feel, me included, that you know, this stuff has potential. This isn't going anywhere. The money's gonna keep getting cycled back into this stuff. So two different scenarios you wanna look at. Again, thanks for watching. I'll try to make some more of these videos. There's no script here, so I'm kind of just going until I finally have had enough and go. So I really hope people, you know, read into, you know, the projects they're involving themselves with, the people behind the communities that of the tokens that they're involved with, why these people are involved in the crypto space. That would be my number one concern in buying any and every token that can be purchased with any kind of money, whether it's fiat, Bitcoin, Ether, whatever. Do your research, have passion for the coins that you like, or that you come to end up liking in the long term. I think that's the best way to put it. And don't just buy stuff because you think it's gonna go up. It's just not the right way to buy stuff. The good projects will go up. They are gonna keep going up. They're not ever gonna stop going up. And it's just a matter of time before they start going up exponentially. And then they're just gonna keep going faster and faster and faster. And then it's just, people are gonna get crazy. So establish your positions now. If you wanna, you know, take a little bit of profit out, if you think it's a profit, that's, you know, up to you. I can't tell you what profit is to you. You can't tell me vice versa. So, you know, think about this kind of stuff in the long term. All right, I sound like a broken record, so I am out. Good luck, guys and girls. Bye.